Hi everyone, it's Tawney. I'm looking a little crazy. This is post-shower hair and currently in my jammy jams because it's like 10:30 at night. But I got inspiration to film this video after watching another YouTuber do an anti-haul recently, and then I saw a post on Instagram that I was like, ooh, I want to talk about this. So if you're new here, my name is Tawney. I film beauty videos and vlogs where I talk about my life and just kind of things going on. If you're interested in my channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I upload. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up a little bit, trying to work on new video ideas and just kind of putting creative things out there and like figuring out what all I can do to like keep you guys interested, I guess. So today we're doing an anti-haul, and if you don't know, anti-hauls were popularized by Kimberly Clark. She is a drag queen, I think. Don't quote me on that. I will link her channel down below. She is the one that initially started them, and basically we talk about products we're not going to buy, why we're not interested, why we don't like them, or if we are going to buy them, and kind of go along those lines. A lot of people use anti-hauls to just talk about what they're not buying, but I feel like a lot of times anti-hauls end up being will I, won't I buys, basically. So that's kind of what we're doing today, is just kind of like a will I, won't I. Most of the time they're won'ts, and they're products I'm not buying because they're either too expensive or I'm not interested for whatever reason, and I will discuss that with each item. But there are some items that come out every once in a while that I am interested in. So definitely let me know in the comment section what all you guys are interested in. So we're going to get started. The first product is from Makeup Revolution. Now, I don't like Makeup Revolution's eye products. I have found that the eye base, the eyeshadow primer, doesn't always work for me. So when I saw this palette, it is the Cloud collection that has the Cloud eyeshadow palette. And I think it's a collab with somebody, but it doesn't really say that, so I'm not totally sure. Don't quote me on that. But it looks like it has like basically every color in the rainbow. It doesn't really look like it has a black. It has like two dark colors that look like they could potentially be close to black, but nothing like a true black. So that's kind of like, you know, if you're going to throw every color, throw in a black. And it's kind of lacking some browns. Like, it looks like most of the browns are in the shimmers, and I don't know how good the shimmers perform. I think whenever I used the palette, I used mattes and glitters, and they were all just not great. Like, even if the glitter had been a little bit better, I don't feel like it would have helped the mattes out any. But I'm not really interested in this. Plus, I don't really like palettes. This palette has like 40, 60 shades. I don't even know how many, and I'm not going to count. It kind of reminds me of a Morphe palette because it has like the bigger pans in the middle, which honestly doesn't make sense why they picked the colors they did for the middle. Like, one's a shimmer, one's an orange, a purple, a shimmer white, a green, and then it has like a goldish brown shimmer. I'm not really sure what's going on with it, but it's just a little like confusing. And then it looks like it comes with blushes, lip tints, highlighters, all sorts of stuff, and I'm not really interested in any of that, so I will definitely be skipping on that. The next thing I have, I don't mean to laugh. It's not like even that funny. Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have two things on here. I'm sure you can predict at least one of them. But the first one I'm going to talk about is the face palette that they're coming out with. It looks like there will be 3 face palettes. So they come with a bronzer, highlighter, and a blush. Now, if you're interested in something like this, I don't feel like it's that bad of an idea. Like, if this is something you think you would use, or you maybe would travel with, even though like nobody's traveling at this point, like, you know what I mean? So like maybe you could use it. The packaging looks pretty, but it like is not at all anything I'm interested in, so I'm definitely passing on that. We're going to do the other ABH product towards the end, so stay tuned for that. The next product is from Ofra, which I don't talk about Ofra very much on my channel just because I never really used them much. I have one liquid lipstick from them, and that's about it. But they have a new highlighter out that I'm actually considering buying. And it is the Mother Earth highlighter. It's a neon green to pink shift limited edition highlighter for $35, which is about average for like their highlighters. And it says for each highlighter, they will be donating 1 tree to the Canopy Project for Earth Day, which I think is really cool. That like really like, you know, I'm like very big on Earth Day, very big on like eco-friendly stuff. I like try and push that on people, at least like the knowledge of like learn more. Not so much that like, yeah, I want you to do better, but like just learn why your actions are like wrong. You know what I mean? Because I always try to like, you know, be a little bit more conscious like eco-wise, but I definitely like, I don't know, I feel like that's been my thing lately. And I really like the shade of this eyeshadow or this highlighter. I feel like if I didn't, I wouldn't really be as interested in it. But this is definitely one I'm probably going to get. So I will have to do a little mini review on it to let you know how I feel about it. The next products are from ColourPop. I believe I have 2 in a row. The first one are the 5-pan palettes. It looks like they have 10 of them. There's a purple one, pink one, orange one, green one, and blue one. Not sure why they didn't do yellow, but whatever. Like, leave yellows out. The pink one looks an awful lot. I have one right here. It looks an awful lot like this pink eyeshadow palette that I got at Valentine's Day. They had 3 different shade varieties that were like centered around pinks. And I kind of like, I like the pink one. I like all of them, honestly. I don't think I would get the blue one only because I don't use blue. And I would probably get the green one out of all of them only because I don't have greens. I don't have the 9-pan green palette that they had sold. I think they have 2 of them maybe. I didn't buy either one of those. And I have the rest of them except for the blue one. But I have the purple one, the orange one, the pink one, or at least somewhat of a pink one that I don't really feel like I need this. But I feel like it would be a good way to go if you just want a couple shadows, or if you want just a little like mini palette that like not quite as big as like a 9-pan or 12-pan or whatever, however many shadows will be in it. But I think it's a smart move for ColourPop because I feel like a lot of times people want the smaller palettes, but for me, I kind of like the 9-pan palettes, so I'm not going to be buying any of these. The next product they have is the Feather Effect Styling Wax, and it also has a brush to go along with it. And I don't know if you get the brush with the product. I would assume so, but you never know. I feel like this is their version of like the wax that you can do to get the soap brows or the feathered look, or I mean, that's what they call it, but like to get that kind of like natural look. And that's not really something I feel like with my eyebrows I can like do very well. These are like my natural eyebrows, no product in them at all. Like fresh from the shower, like a couple hours ago, but fresh from the shower brows. And like, I don't really feel like this is something I'm able to truly do. So this is not a product that like interests me in the slightest. The next collection I want to talk about is from Wet n Wild. And I'm kind of upset about this. And it's just a little tiny thing. It's not even like a major thing. They are coming out with the SpongeBob SquarePants collection. And they have multiple sponges, a cleanser for, I believe, your sponges or brush. Yes, a sponge and brush cleanser. Cleansing pads in the shape of a burger, which I think is really cool. And then there is a sponge case, a setting mist, 2 setting mist sprays, a kabuki brush, 2 kabuki brushes, an eyeshadow palette, and a highlighter. Now, I probably won't be getting the eyeshadow palette just because I feel like I wouldn't use shades like that. And I'm not super familiar with Wet n Wild's formula. I had bought a 5-pan palette and I believe a 12-pan palette. It was one that was like the thicker, like it looked like this kind of a thing. Hated the shimmers in it. I liked the smaller one better than the bigger one, so I'm not sure if their formula was any different, but I'm not really super eager to try Wet n Wild's formula again after that. Like, I'd rather steer clear of that and just go with another brand that, like, works better. But I think it's a really cool collection, and I think it's really good for people who aren't quite as into makeup, like watching beauty YouTube and things like that, and like seeing reviews, who just are interested in SpongeBob or the nostalgia of all of this, and they see this and they're like, oh, well, this is affordable. I can buy multiple things from this collection, and it really kind of pushes Wet n Wild, like, in their, you know, orbit. Like, they'll hear about them now. They'll pay attention to them and stuff. So I think that really works out for Wet n Wild. I think they definitely did a better job than Hip Dot did. Hip Dot's collection was just like, here's some stuff, throw SpongeBob's name on it, that's it. I feel like it wasn't really anything, like, not much thought thrown into it, quite as much as this one. My only gripe is that the highlighter will not work for my skin tone, my skin color, which is honestly not even that big a deal. Like, I'm all for making products for deeper skin tones and like allowing them the time to like, you know, like allowing them the opportunity to have a product made for them. I'm just upset that I can't use it because I'm like, it looks so pretty, but I know that it would just be this like gold line on my face. Like, I could get it, use it like as an eyeshadow, but why would I want to do that when I know it's a highlighter? So that's the only thing that like bugs me about it. I probably won't get anything from the collection just because I'm not interested in it, but I think it's a really cool collection and I would definitely recommend it just to try it out and see how you feel about it. The next one is a brand I've never talked about before on this channel, and it is Trixie Cosmetics from I think it's Trixie Mattel. I had the name in my head, and then I said that, and I'm like, I don't know if that's right or not. So Trixie, I believe, is a drag queen. I'm not totally sure about that. She started her own makeup line. She's very, like, Barbie-esque, but I don't think she, like, goes full Barbie, if that makes sense. Like, it all kind of reminds you of Barbie stuff. She has the Trixie has the Bottle Blonde collection, and it includes an eyeshadow palette that doesn't, to me, look the greatest. It looks a little bit either cheap or just, like, meh. Like, I can't figure out if that's what I'm, like, thinking of this. I really like the mirror that comes with it. I think that looks really cool. I feel like the lip glosses would be really cool to have, like, if you're interested in Trixie, or if you think this collection's kind of neat. I think that's something to, like, look into. I won't buy from this just because it's not my type of thing, but I definitely think, like, if you want to support Trixie, like, go ahead and pick up some stuff. But to me, the palette just doesn't really, like, scream exciting. The next product is from IH Cosmetics. It is the color palette, and there are 12 shades in it. I feel like there's a good variety of shades. I think they're all mattes. Let me see. Yeah, in Trend Mood, it says, looks like they're all matte. So I guess she's thinking what I'm thinking. But I feel like this would be a really cool palette for starters, beginners, makeup artists, people who want these colors in their collection. I don't know how good the formula is. The packaging looks really pretty. You know, it has the mirror. The outer packaging, like, tells you exactly what's going to be inside the, you know, the palette and stuff. And I feel like it has, like, every color you could need. So I would definitely say, like, if you want all the colors, to look into this. It doesn't say how much it costs, so I can't tell you, like, if it's expensive or not. And I've never heard of this brand before this. I think it's really cool, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't use bright colors all that often. I really try to, but it just never works for me. So I'm just going to stop buying palettes that I'm not going to use because I'm wasting money. The next one, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I won't be buying it, but oh my gosh, like, this is something that should have come out at Valentine's Day. Like, maybe they thought of this around Valentine's Day, even though it's only April. It's April 23rd, I think, when I'm filming this. But it is the Love Beat sponge, makeup sponge. It is heart-shaped, as you can tell in the picture that I'm going to post up here. It is so cute looking. Like, I cannot get over it. Like, it just looks adorable. And the coolest thing is when you get it wet, it's going to expand and get bigger. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like the Grinch's heart. Grows three times bigger. Like, it's just so cute. And I don't need it. Do I want it? Yes. Am I going to buy it? I hope not. I don't need it, so why would I buy it? But yeah, and I don't know how much. Oh, it says $12. Oh my gosh, it's $12. Maybe I should buy it now because that's affordable. Like, I will pay that money for a sponge. Okay, moving on before I talk myself into buying this and I just jump right onto Sephora and pick it up. The next thing I want to talk about are the PhD Hybrid Lip Oil Stains from House Labs. I have never tried anything from Lady Gaga's brand. In case you didn't know, House Labs was formed by Lady Gaga. It is not a brand that interests me. I think all of the items that she's released has been boring. They're geared toward her, which I feel like kind of works in her favor. Which, to me, I don't like brands that, like, make products for themselves. I feel like that's a bit, like, I just don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like it. I really like the idea of lip oils, lip stains, like very lightweight lip stuff. I'm not really big into glosses, but I have been lately. I found some really good glosses, and I feel like that's why I'm interested in glosses. And these all look really cool. There's a sheer pink, a universal clear, a sheer red, sheer berry, and sheer orange, which the orange looks really cool, but I don't feel like I'd be able to use it much, but the pink one looks really nice too. So I feel like if this is like up your alley, I would definitely recommend trying them. They're $24 each, which I feel like is a little high, but that seems to be the average for this brand. So yeah, I probably won't buy these, but they do seem kind of interesting. The next thing I want to talk about is from Makeup Revolution again, and it is the collaboration between iHeart Revolution and Disney, and it is the Aristocrats Marie collection. They have some highlighters, lashes, lip gloss, a mirror, an eyeshadow palette, and a paw brush, which the paw brush looks really cool. I really like the packaging of that. I feel like that makes me want to get it just because it's really cute looking. Would I use it? Probably not, but you know, that's just kind of... And the mirror looks really cute too. The eyeshadow palette does not interest me in the slightest. Like, it looks like something you'd pick up from Claire's or from like the shelves at like Forever 21, Rue 21, places that like don't actually make good makeup but make it look like they're selling good makeup, or at least would advertise for the people that are buying from those places. But to me, the whole collection is like not my thing. And I've never seen the Aristocrats. Don't come for me, please. I'm sorry, guys. Never seen the movie, so it's definitely not really something I like would even pick up for nostalgia purposes. The next thing is the Eye Contour Duos from KKW Beauty. When I first saw this, I thought this was from Morphe, so we can obviously tell that I'm not going to buy this. This is not my thing. I feel like maybe if you want to go for a very natural, subtle kind of eye look that just like carves out your like crease and just kind of puts a little bit of color, maybe this is something for you. I kind of don't even really know like what type of person would pick this up, honestly. So I don't even know at this point. Like, I don't feel like KKW know, like the brand KKW Beauty, I don't feel like they know what they're doing, and it's just a whole mess. And I feel bad because I would like to show some interest, at least if I don't like interest in the brand, even if I don't like Kim Kardashian. But I feel like nothing the brand's done has ever been interesting to me to make me want to buy anything from them. The next thing is the last ColourPop thing I want to talk about. I hope it's the last thing. I'm kind of surprised I have this many things in there, but then again, like, who's surprised that they have this many things coming out? I never thought I would say this. I'm feeling very overwhelmed with their eyeshadow releases. I feel like they're releasing too much all at the same time. Like, some brands struggle to have releases for eyeshadow palettes or just makeup in general, and ColourPop is like throwing things out there like one after the other, and we're like struggling to catch up. Meanwhile, we're okay waiting multiple, months, years, whatever, for another brand to release something, like how we did with Anastasia Beverly Hills way back when they would do like a palette a year or a palette every 6 months or something. Like, ColourPop might be more interesting if they went that route, especially considering their formula is so good. But they have the eyeshadow quads, and it is the Sweet Life collection, which is kind of weird. It looks like they have 6 quads, and they're all $9, which isn't bad, but $9 for 4 shadows is a little expensive in my opinion. But it looks like you get 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, and I feel like it's a good variety. There's a lot of different colors to get, so if you're only interested in neutrals, you can get a neutrals palette. If you want purples, you can get purples. Like, I feel like it's very versatile depending on the kind of look that you do. There's one in particular that interests me, and it's the one with the pinks and reds, and then it has like a golden purple shimmers at the top of it. It'll be the one in the middle on the top row. It really looks cool, but at the same time, I know I don't need it, and I'm pretty sure I have all of these shadows in other ColourPop palettes that would convince me to not purchase from this. So I feel like if you already have a lot of ColourPop products, to go through and see if you have these colors, and then decide if you need to buy these after that. Okay, so speaking of Hip Dot, they have a new collection or collaboration with Reese's, which is the chocolate peanut butter sugar snack candy thing. I don't like peanut butter. Like, loud gasp from the audience. I don't like peanut butter at all. Don't really care for nuts in general. Like, I'm just not really, that's not my thing. I don't like Reese's either. Like, don't really like it more than I don't like peanut butter, which is like, I know. But this palette, like this whole collection, well, the palettes and the whole collection, very interesting. Like, I want everything from it. And part of me, like, what if it smells like peanut butter and I don't like the smell? And then I can't use it because I hate the smell. And I don't want to open it because it smells like peanut butter. Or I have to distance it from the rest of my makeup because it smells too bad. Like, I really like the way the eyeshadow palettes look. It looks like there's a lipstick. Okay, let's see. 2 eyeshadow palettes, some lip balms, 3 lip balms. Maybe that's what the lipstick was. It doesn't show a lipstick, but I see a lipstick in the picture. I don't know. But it all looks really cool. So I definitely say if you're a fan of Reese's and you like to get makeup that's like related to stuff like that, definitely pick this up. I'm not really sure how the Hip Top formula is. Like if it's any good or if it's bad or whatever. But I might be buying these. The palettes are $16 each, which is kind of unfortunate considering you only get 6 shadows, but that's not bad, especially for a brand kind of like Hip Dot that's a little bit more like on the pricier range. But I don't know if I'm going to pick these up or not, but I definitely think it's a really cool collaboration, and like I think they did a good job with this compared to previous collections they've done. Okay, we have one more ColourPop thing, and I really hope this is the last one. They came out with a new mascara, and it is the Act Natural mascara, and it claims to be smudge-proof, clump-free, and easy to remove. It lifts and defines lashes to create a soft and fluffy look in black and brown. I like the way the wand looks because it's not quite an hourglass shape. It's more of a cone shape, but I feel like it would still produce the same kind of, like it would look the same. But I've seen pictures and the eyeshadow or the eyelashes do not look great. They do not look like what I require in a mascara. I will not be purchasing this, and I hate to say this, but ColourPop has a terrible mascara formula. I got the BFF mascara and I hated it. It just, like, it didn't do enough. Sorry if you hear the little jingling. My cat is like running laps with his little toy mouse. He's throwing it around and chasing it, and he woke up from like a 5-hour nap and he is just ready to go, and it is almost bedtime, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I have never been interested in their mascaras. Didn't like the BFF one, so I definitely won't be buying this one. It doesn't say how much it costs, but I don't feel like it would be that expensive. So maybe you could try it, but I don't recommend it. The next one is from a brand I haven't talked about either, and it is from Chantecaille. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's the Flower Power collection, and there's a Perfect Blur finishing powder, a cheek shade, multiple cheek shades, I'm not really sure, a lip cheek chic lipstick, travel buff, and blur brush. Now, I just saw the picture that you're going to be seeing up here with the blush and the, I believe, powders. I love this packaging. Flowers like this are not normally my thing at all, but when I saw this, I was like, oh man. Between the, like, emblem or whatever, like the stamping within the palette or within the powder, and then the packaging on the outside, I was like drooling. I'm like, I need this. But then I'm like, I don't know how good the formula is, and I don't know if I'd like it. And then I'm like, don't buy anything just because the packaging's cute, especially if it's not something you might be interested in. And I feel like Chantecaille is an expensive brand, more on the luxury side. So it's like, I can't justify spending that much for packaging. So I'm going to have to pass, but I really like the way it looks. Okay, I am not the greatest fan of Rare Beauty. I've never been really intrigued by any of the things that they've come out with. It is Selena Gomez brand, by the way. I've just never really like gravitated toward anything. I didn't like the packaging with that ball on top. If it was for people who needed the extra support to remove the, you know, topper, like to twist and stuff or to pull, great. But we've never heard confirmation on if that was the case or not. At least I haven't, you know, like we've never really gotten a full answer, I don't think. But I just am not really feeling it. She's come out with an eye primer, a pore diffusing primer, and the eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow palette. I'm from Maryland. My accent is not that strong, but every now and then I sound like I'm a hick from like deep parts of West Virginia. Don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just using that like, and I just, yeah. I sound like I'm like from the deep parts of West Virginia sometimes, and I don't like that. So yeah, so the eyeshadow palette looks really pretty. It's definitely a shade range that I'm interested in. I'm not really feeling the gold on the end just because I feel like it doesn't go well with the rest of the palette, but maybe it does with the browns. I won't be buying this, but I'm very intrigued by the the color scheme, the color story, whatever you want to call it. I don't like the way the palette is like set up where they're like the half moon or whatever. It's cute, but like it's not very practical in terms of like an eyeshadow palette. Like I get what she was going for, and it's definitely different. We've never seen it before, but like don't reinvent the wheel when you're going to make it a square wheel. Like there's a reason it's round, you know? Like I don't mean to be mean, but it's just like I'm just not here for it. Just not really a big fan of it. I'm not going to be buying this. The next one I'm very interested in. Probably don't need because it reminds me an awful lot of the Limoncello palette from ColourPop that I have right here. Okay, so I'm going to put them so you can see them side by side. So this is the Viseart, the Soleil La Plague Etendu from Viseart. I probably botched that so bad, but it is the new palette. It's $44, which isn't terrible considering it's Viseart. I really think the formula would be good, and it looks like it also comes with some sort of lip product, which is really cute too. I really like the shade of that. This palette, it must be the blue. There's something between the palette being blue and the little shadow in there being blue. I'm like, I need this. Would I ever use that blue? Probably not. I haven't used the blue in the Limoncello palette, and I've used it a couple times so far, but this palette like screams to me. So I might be purchasing this. I might do a tiny little Sephora haul and purchase this palette. I really wish Ofra was on Sephora. I think Viseart sold on Sephora, not totally sure. So that way I could just go one place and buy all these things instead of going to multiple websites. But that's just me being nitpicky because I think I'm going to get the highlighter that I'd mentioned. The next thing is from a brand we don't really hear about much. It's from Sleek Makeup, and it is the Control Alt collection. So they have an eyeshadow palette, a highlighting palette, a Control Alt Glaze Lip Volve lip gloss. It's a lip topper. So I don't like the color scheme of the palette or the highlighter. I just really, like the highlighter palette's not for me. So that's what we're going to start out with. The eyeshadow palette, I get what they're going with, like spring vibes, being very pastel, very bright. But to me, it doesn't give me enough direction on how to do an eye look. So for me, I'm going to have to definitely pass. I'm not sure how good their formula is, but I know they're a drugstore brand. So they might be interesting to like pick up, try out, see if you like it, because you're not going to be spending much money on it. Yeah, it says $12.99 in UK money. I don't know what that, like, what their money is over there. I literally know nothing about the UK, and I'm very interested to learn. So if you have any resources, fill me in down below. Or if you are from the UK and want to answer any questions, definitely hit me up, because I would gladly like to, like, chat. So the next thing we have to talk about is the last thing. I saved the worst for last. The absolute worst thing in this entire video I saved for last. I should have had the Earth Day highlighter right before this one to like slap him in the face, as if we haven't already done that on Twitter. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Gotta say their name loud and clear so you know who was doing this atrocity. In 2021, the like practically decade since 2020, I feel like we're going to call it that. The decade of eco-friendly purchasing, buying, producing, what have you, consumerism. They came out with makeup removing wipes. Makeup removing wipes. Why? Who on their team said, okay, everybody's buying cleansers and makeup removing oils and all these fancy, like, no throwaway, no waste products. We need to make a wipe to remove the makeup. They probably, I'm betting, didn't see the Patrick Star hate that he got from whenever he released those super ginormous jumbo makeup removing wipes. I mean, who needs that big of a wipe? I mean, I guess it's easier because then you're using just one wipe instead of more than one, but like, come on. Like, really? Like, we don't even need to make excuses. Call it what it is. It's wasteful. It's not necessary. This is like the stupidest thing. Have to give them credit. It's only $6 for 30 wipes, which is a very good deal because I believe Neutrogena is like 6 for 25. So I technically think you're getting a better deal. Don't know how good it works. Don't care. Not interested. Not buying it. It looks cheap as heck, and I am not purchasing this. And I want them to get a little bit of hate for this because this should not have happened and it is not okay. And we don't need this. We are trying to save the planet. We're trying to save the turtles, okay? We don't need these products. ABH, please listen to me. Oh boy. Okay. So now that we are done ranting, I feel like I just needed to get that in there because yesterday was Earth Day and I had a bad day today. So I really feel like I just need to get a little bit of anger out. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for listening to me rant and ramble. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and put in a little comment like just saying, hey, you know, introduce yourself to me, keep a chat going, you know. I'd love to meet you guys and just see who all's following me. If you're interested in makeup or if you just like watching these types of videos, I would definitely like to get to know my subscribers a little bit. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and ring that notification bell so you definitely get notified of when I upload future videos. Typically it's every 3 to 4 days. It just kind of depends on my schedule and what all I'm doing. I've had a lot of videos back filmed and I've had a lot of like issues going on like health wise that I haven't been able to film, so it kind of like worked out to like fill those gaps from where I couldn't film. So now I'm getting back into filming, hoping to do more like makeup stuff. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!